these crew of the games. This is my badge for when I swam back in like the 18th
Look at that badge. They didn't have color printers back then.
Right. That's it.
All right, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Social Kick. We got a partial crew. Brian is still sick. Hopefully you're feeling better, B-Man. I'm John Mullen with Luke Paddington, and we got, man, a whole relay here, a full crew. We had to squad up here. We have the Tennessee men's, I guess, 200 free relay. Is that what we're calling it? Or this the Tennessee sprint group? How's it going, guys?
I think both.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you.
So we'll just do a little roll call. So we got Nikoli Blackman, we got Gui Santos, we have Jordan Crooks, and Lamar Taylor. That's the whole crew.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to start with some audience questions at Social Kick Swim on Instagram and YouTube. We had a bunch submitted, so why don't we get it going? So, Gui, we'll start with you. This is from Ishan.101X. Is the Earth round or flat?
Tough question. I think it's flat.
Flat?
What? I'm kidding.
All right, Lamar, this one, someone called you out. Marky_Eberhard wants to know, is Lamar Taylor still single?
That's gonna be fun.
No, I am not single.
All right, you heard it here. No, does everyone agree he's not single, or that's just not buying
He's
it?
not single.
What he said.
All right, here we go.
I agree with my boy. Whatever he said, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, this is from Alex Burkhart wants to know, who's the best Fortnite player?
Oh, that's
Nikoli.
me.
Between Nikoli and Lamar. Between Nikoli and Lamar.
100% me.
I would say
right.
Nikoli. I might say Nikoli, yeah.
Definitely me.
All right, Nikoli, this one's for you. Then we'll go around for everyone. So Jojo Navarro 3447, and we'll maybe go. I don't know. We'll do a short course, either meters or yards here. When was the first time you went a 50 no breath? And we'll say at a meet.
Never.
Still doesn't.
Oh man.
Hey, chill. I've been doing
yards?
it this season. It was the first time.
All right. So this season for Nikoli. How about you, Gui?
Mine was long. My first time was long course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. All right. Jordan?
I think first 50 no breath was freshman year at Wilmington. First meet I ever swam in college.
There we go. How about you, Lamar?
I think like maybe 2020 nationals long course. Around there. I can't remember the exact time.
Yeah. All right, Luke, what decade was it for you? 1985?
Oh, boy.
We didn't do that back then.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't put your head down.
You can't hold your breath for 30 seconds, right?
Now you always put your head down for 50 and you breathe like a 35 and you went home long course. That's what we used to be back in the 90s.
Okay.
So it's a balance, right, John? Oxygen and then depletion and streamline.
Not for a 50. You just got to do it. All right, Lamar, this one's for you. This one's from Tristo.Chamberlain_. Who's the real Batman on the relay?
Oh, 100% me. I'm the Batman. Nikoli is Robin.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then old man over here is Alfred Jordan.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
me.
Yeah.
Are we going to see like these outfits at NCs?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that'd be pretty
We'll
good.
see.
We should do that.
All right, Gui, last rapid fire here. If you were to swim a medley relay with you four, who would swim what stroke?
Our four on medal relay.
Yeah, you four right here. What would the
I would put
order
Jordan
be?
backstroke, Nikoli brass. I can swim fly, and Lamar swim free.
Okay,
All right.
I like
Yeah.
that order. Yeah.
Don't knock my
I think
breaststroke.
All right, there we go. What's everyone splitting? Let's say a 200 medley.
20 mid on the backstroke leg.
Okay, 20 men.
I think I can split 19 mid, 19 low. I think fly.
Okay, Nikoli.
Hopes and prayers.
Faster than Mona McSherry.
There you go. Just gotta have the bar, and then Lamar freestyle.
Probably like a 16.5 maybe. On a good day with a full body suit, a 16.5, yeah, for sure.
And NCAA record.
Yeah.
At least, right?
Yeah.
Minimum.
At minimum.
Yeah.
I want to ask how we all got here. I'm going to ask each of you a quick story of how you guys ended up here. So the first one to get there was Jordan, right? And then Gui, then Nikoli Lamar joined, right? And you all had different ways of getting to Tennessee and coming together. You know, and I'm going to summarize it quickly for the audience, and I'm going to ask you each your way. So none of you went to high school in the States, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Right? So
None
you
of us
all
did,
went high
no.
school in your home country. We got Bahia, we got Marlins Film Club, Cayman Aquatics, and Bahamas. No,
Yeah. Mako
Freeport.
quarter.
Yeah, right.
Freeport first, but then I
Freeport
moved to
first.
Mako. Yeah.
And so you all ended up, you went straight in Tennessee. Jordan, you must have been I want to know your story going to Matt and how he got there, and Josh at the time, obviously, and then Nicola and then Guy and stuff. Because you wrote something, Lamar, in an interview you did a while ago about how you end up getting recruited, how you went to Henderson State, right? That you put
Yes,
stuff
sir.
on iCloud, and then you try to get the coaches to see your times, and that's how you got into Henderson State, and then kicked ass and came across to Tennessee. But oftentimes, don't tell the true story. I mean, Nikolai, your times are awesome, but you're much better swimmer than your time showed in high school. You can just tell by watching you swim that you have so much more in you than what your times are showing, right? And you know, the same for many people like Dylan Carter and stuff. And it's these games, these crafty games. This is my badge for when I swam back in like the 18th century.
Look at that badge. They didn't have color printers back then.
Right. That's it.
No.
But all three of you, except for you, Guy, swam at this as a height, and all great trained swimmers, Caribbean swimmers swam here, and that's kind of like where you could see athletes swim. Tell me your story, Nikolai. How did you get recruited first? I want to start with you.
I think we were one of the last classes of 27 to be recruited by Josh Hugie.
Yeah.
And I think it was around Pan Am in Chile in 21. Is that it? Because I think they were watching. Jordan was there and he was a freshman. And then I think I won the B final. Might I say I also beat Lamar? Lamar was also in that race. He was the favorite to win in that race, but lane 6.
It was a bad meet.
All right, buddy. And I think that's when they started like watching my times and stuff. Then 2022 World Juniors.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I met Rich in the stands because he like came to like look to see if there's anyone to like recruit. And then my dad introduced him. I spoke to him for a little bit. And then they started looking at me. And then my dad and I were talking about it, like we could go to, it wasn't our plan to go to a university in America, especially for like swimming. I was fully just going to move back to Canada.
Wow.
But when that factor came into play, we started looking at it more and it's like, yeah, this is a good idea because I get to expand on my swimming and education in like America as well.
Yeah.
So we just started talking to the coaches and yeah, now I'm here.
So, and obviously you were attracted by the coaches and the athletes there. And Lamar, what about your story? You have a really interesting story because you came in recently as well, as a grad student, right?
Oh, yeah, sir. So I did the whole swim cloud thing, put my times on and end up going to Henderson. It was a kind of a roller coaster, but finally I ended up at Henderson, did my 4 years there. And luckily because of COVID, I had a extra year to swim. And I think it was maybe it was Worlds in Japan, maybe, where I just kind of bumped into Jordan and just was talking about like possibly transferring and stuff like that. And he kind of just like, yo, like once a year is over, you can like come talk to Matt and stuff like that and do all that. And I was having second thoughts about entering the transfer portal just because like it's a whole new change, a whole new team and stuff like that. But coming there with basically a crafted lineup with Jordan, Nikolai, and Guy, more international people, it kind of drew my attention there. And just talked to Matt on the phone. And I talked to a few other schools. And I think what's funny is that I was heading to a meet and I signed my letter of intent with Tennessee. And then the next day, Florida texted me, asked me what I was going to do with my 5th year. And I was like, you're like 1 day too late to even hit me up. I wasn't gonna go to Florida, but it was just I thought it was funny. And yeah, basically Jordan really talked to me about it and told me I should come to Tennessee, and I had a great visit and loved it there.
Well, I'll get to Jordan in a second, but Gui, you came from Bahia, man. Bahia and the Caribbean are very close, very similar cultures, same music, same carnival, everything. What was your journey to get to Tennessee from there?
My journey was kind of different. There wasn't much my plan to come to US, but 3-4 years ago, I had a whole process with Cesar Cielo. We talked a lot, and he explained me a little bit how was his time in Auburn, and I saw that was really good to him, and he improved a lot, his swimming and his personal life. And me and my dad, we started looking at some of the universities. We kind of had a help from an agency to like make the process of me talking to the universities. And I also talked to a few universities, but I was recruited by Josh. And when I talked to him, we had a good connection. And I also had a good connection with the guys on the team. Some of the guys started texting me. And one of the things that I was looking for the place that I was going was have guys like better than me to practice with, like actually competing. And I found this guy here on my side that was already a NCAA championship, and I was like, okay, we swim the same events, and I think it's gonna be cool for me to actually practice with him and learn with him. And I think that I didn't visit. That was crazy about my process of committing. I didn't visit like at all because it was during COVID, so I just committed like blind, and I was like, okay, it's the place that I go.
Yeah. It feels like me when I get to you, Jordan, because when I went to university, I went to McGill in Montreal. I didn't visit. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what snow was, and it just was such a freaking shock. Yeah. You ended up in Jordan. How do you get there to Knoxville? I mean, I know why you went there. You went there because Cheryl Thompson was there, and you wanted to follow the great Trinidad sprinters. So that's why you went.
All goes back to Trinidad.
I understand that, right, obviously. But how do you end up in Knoxville, of all places, from Cayman? I mean, Knoxville couldn't be any more different.
So it was really random. Similar to Guy, I never had a visit at all, but I was trying to qualify for the last Olympics, not Paris, but Tokyo. And I went to the TYR Pro Series meet in Knoxville, and I showed up there just hoping to get a qualifying time. I think I swam the 200, the 100, and the 50, but I was there 2 days before the meet started. And I didn't know at the time, but the coaches, Rich, Josh at the time, and Lance and Josh are no longer there, but they were kind of watching me train, watching my starts, turned and stuff like that. And they reached out to my coach at the time. His name was Bailey Weathers, and said that they wanted to talk to me. And I got super nervous about it. I was like, well, I don't even know if college swimming is for me. I didn't think I was fast enough at the time. And I did not qualify for Tokyo in that meet, but what I got out of it was a really good meeting with Josh and Lance, and we talked for a little bit about what it would take for me to be able to swim in college, what the expectations were, and not just if I was going to come to Tennessee, but what college swimming would look like as a whole, like what it would look like for me wherever I ended up. And then COVID hit and I couldn't travel, so we did Zoom calls, WhatsApp calls, and one day out of the blue, I just decided to commit. I said I should probably pick a school. It's getting about that time now, so I called Josh and Lance at the time and told them I wanted to commit, and that was that. Didn't do a visit. Actually took a gap year after high school, so I committed and then waited a year and then showed up. So it just worked out. Very random. There were one or two other schools that I had some brief calls with, but never as serious as Tennessee. Once I started talking to Tennessee, that was kind of it for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's because I asked that question because the four of you don't follow the usual path of Caribbean and South American students in NCAA swimming. A lot of them go to Florida, right? And to Florida high schools, the Bulls, the AVs, all that stuff, right? We know them. I mean, right now at Bulls, there's a massive career contingent there that's doing really good stuff. And then, so they get it. But you all came, boom, showed up, didn't know what this place looked like or felt like. How important is the four of you, your camaraderie together to acclimatize, and how important is the vibe at Tennessee itself to help you guys fit in and kick ass in the pool?
I think it was like it was very different for me moving up here. Like Tennessee is nothing near to Cayman. Like it couldn't be more different. But I think it was different in a good way in that it challenged me to get outside my comfort zone. And then like Gui came my sophomore year, pushed me to get faster. Nikoli came my junior year, pushed me to get faster. And now Lamar's here. Like it's like every year, like I've been fortunate enough to where somebody's come along and just pushed me every year to be even better. And I mean, these three, I mean, it's awesome training with them every day. Watch it.
I'm big softy.
So one intriguing thing, I think I had more time getting recruited to Tennessee than you guys did. I went on a recruiting trip there way back when John Tremblay was the coach. And God, you guys, Tennessee used to send 100 letters, and it's like 100 reasons to go to Tennessee. And it was like back in the 2000s, ridiculous stuff like, we got the best looking girls here, we got this, we got that. And I flew into Tennessee for my recruiting trip. And
Nikoli agrees with the first one.
Oh yeah, there we go.
100%.
We need to get back to who's single. That question again. But on my recruiting trip, I landed and went to the hotel, and they're like, "Oh, coach left a letter for you at the bellhop at the hotel, or when you're checking in." And I read it, and it's like, "John, we're so excited for you to visit UT. Hopefully you'll love it. By the way, your roommate has horrible gastrointestinal stress and is, throwing up and sick. So just be quiet when you go into your room." And I'm like,
wow.
What is going on? So I get this letter, I go into my room, no one's in there. I wander back down to the hotel lobby, and I'm like, find some other recruits. I'm like, did you guys get this letter? And they're like, oh yeah, JT thinks it's hilarious. So my trip to Tennessee was a little different. So I'm glad you all got there, and it sounds like things are on the up and up for sure. And so I'd like to chat about kind of how this year's been going. Maybe we can go back to the UT invite, Nikoli. It looks like you had an amazing UT invite, I believe, some PRs and 50, 100, and 200.
Yeah. I actually didn't know I scored a PR in the 100 freestyle, because I think I was not looking for another 42, but a 41. But that's definitely coming soon, so stay tuned.
Okay.
The 53, it was more of like getting onto the relay team, because as they said, I learned the hard way last year in SECs that no spot is guaranteed on a relay. Because last year, the 50th Flynn Krishy took my spot at SECs for the relay, so I learned that the hard way. 200 freestyle, I mean, I've been working on it a lot, especially when I was home for the summer, because we would do like a lot of questionable practices. Shout out Joseph McLeod. But coming here, it was like I really felt how freshman year was, and I asked, Gui and Jordan on like tips and stuff. Gui help me with my turns, and they help me with my starts and stuff. So it's nice, and I can't wait to see where the season takes me. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask. I want to go back a little bit to what you remind me of something, Nikoli, and it's something we talked to Josh about. First of all, backstory: Nikoli went to my elementary school. He went to my high school. He swam for the club I coached at. He wanted to go to Canada to go to McGill, so Tennessee RC pulled him away.
Whoa! Who said McGill?
I said McGill. No, but in all seriousness, all of you came and had to adjust a different culture and vibe, but also you have to get to know yards. And racing yards in the sprints is nuts. I mean, we just had Josh Leando on, and Josh is still adjusting to yards. It's just getting that done. And often best times not only come with the training and the environment and technique, but just figuring out how to race that pool, how fast that wall comes to you. I mean, Jordan, do you think you're still adjusting and still 4 years into racing a 50 yards freestyle?
I think in some ways, yeah. I think when I got here, my first thought was, oh, this is shorter, so it'll just be easier. But I feel like there's still some, like every time you submit, you learn something new about it. And I think over my time, there's still stuff I haven't quite figured out yet. So.
Really? Gui, what about you? What is it that you're still trying to figure out? Last time you were, you're on top of your dives for sure, but you're working on your touches, I think, with yards. What are you still trying to figure out in yards? You've obviously nailed in short course meters, being a double silver medalist, dude.
Please.
No, yeah. For me, I think it was the same thought as Jordan. When I got here, I was like, oh, it's shorter, so it might be easier. But as you said, the wall gets on you like really quick. and you got to figure out that. And for me, like the 50 is not my main event, but 100 it is. And I had to like actually figure out everything, how to swim the first 50, how to build the second 50. And I think every time that I swim 100 free, we try a different strategy. And I think I'm still figuring out like what would be the best one for my way to swim.
Yeah, I got you. Well, it's also the idea of yards and meters. And Jordan, you're not allowed to answer this question, but the other three can. What's more impressive to you guys, 17.6 or 19.9?
19.9.
19.9.
19.9.
19.9.
Yeah.
John?
17.6, but I'm a yards guy. I don't know short course meters. I really don't know it that well, so I'm not going to brown nose like the rest of these guys, just giving you everything you need to hear, Jordan.
I think 17 is not that special anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Like
I
anyone
have
can
seen a
do
lot of
that.
17s. He does 17 in dual meets. So for me, it's not special. 19.9 was like, okay, that's out of the curve.
So we're going to see 4 guys go 17 on a relay since it's not that
Yeah.
special? Is that
That's
what
the
I'm
goal.
hearing?
That's
Nah,
the goal.
he's
That's the
16.
goal.
I already said 16.5.
Lamar's
Come on,
going
they gonna go
16.5.
home.
Oh, yeah, 6, yeah. So someone could go 18. He goes 16.5, right? He's going to cover it.
Yeah.
Lamar's
I mean, that's
going
what Batman's
16,
got to
and
do.
We'll try to follow up.
All right, so what's the secret to going at 17 then? I mean, as somebody who's done it a couple of times, we are, when 76 happened, it was out 8-4 to feet. And again, I'm bringing about one person who's come close to 17. He says it's about turning over. He says, Josh said, Jordan told me it's about how fast you can get over at that wall and come off. Right? It's not so much going out 8-4. We all have to go 8-4. But Jordan, what's the secret to doing a 17, you think?
I think for me, it was very similar to what you just said, like getting out. Here, look at this. Look at this.
We got to learn.
Hold on. Get my.
Come on, 16.5. You don't need notes.
I think it was very similar to what you just said. Like that second 25 is kind of what makes or breaks it. Like I remember last year, NCAAs, my first 25 was great, but then my second 25 coming off the wall, like I wasn't firing. I didn't feel like I got a good push off, and it just wasn't clean. And I think that's arguably for me the most important part of the race is that finish. That last like 10 meters is really important.
Guy, you've come close. You agree? What's been your obstacle to getting down there?
No, yeah, I agree with him. On the 50, the first 25, it's basically just the first 25 because like everybody's gonna turn basically together, and what is gonna decide the race, like the push of the wall, then the water, and your exit on the 15. So that's what decides the 50 for me, I think, and that's where he goes like really, really fast. Because like when we swim together, the first 25, he turns a little bit ahead of me, and we're like, okay. But like when we leave the turn and he started doing his underwater things, he go like a body and a half in front of me, and like, okay, that's over. That's good.
So that's the official word, underwater things.
Underwater things, yes. I don't know what it is, but he does.
It does. Yeah. I mean, are you guys trying to pick up from each other and emulate? I mean, Jordan, I know you must be learning from Guy and from Lamar and other things, right? Mm-hmm. What is it, one thing you've each learned from each other? And Nikoli, I'm going to start with you. What have you learned from one of those three guys that you didn't think that you'd figure out?
Do I just go like what I learned from each of them?
Yeah.
Well, you tell me what. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Guy the turns. Jordan a little bit of underwaters, still learning, still perfecting it. Lamar. I don't know. I just like
Crickets.
I mean, compared to these two, Guy and Jordan, they're like always beat me in practice. I'm a little, I beat Lamar in practice and stuff like that. So I mean, it's good to have that competition. I be winning.
Barely.
But it's nice to have like someone like closer to your speed compared to like these two. Yeah.
All right, Lamar, what about you? What have you learned from these three?
For Jordan, it's kind of like the underwater too in the start. Guy also helped me with my start, and I guess Nikoli. This helps me learn how to live with defeat sometimes, because like
that's insane.
Yeah.
And then Gui, talk to me about these freshmen that came in the sophomore. How they helping you?
Oh, okay. From Nikolai, what I learned from Nikolai, I like the way that like he actually brackets. It's hard to raise hands sometimes when we swim like more than 100, and a few hundreds too. He came closer to me, and he said the water is getting better, so that makes like much more harder. I like to raise Lamar because he's very like competitive, and he
Thank you.
doesn't like to lose.
Thank you.
And from Jordan, I think like basically we have talked about a lot. Like some days we just stop, like end of the brackets, we do some starts together, we do some in the water, some turns. So we kind of help each other, like improving something like every day.
Your turn, Jordan. Let me hear you.
I think from Nikolai and Guy, very similar in that the surface swimming. When I came into college, I was very much a short course swimmer. And then I met Guy and I started training with Guy. And I think Nikolai and Guy are very similar in that their strength is the surface swimming, especially that long course stroke. And I learned a lot about myself. I had a lot of work to do sophomore year and junior year, especially heading into Olympics. And then I like swimming with Lamar because of backstroke. Like I don't really get to do a lot of backstroke, and I'm kind of relearning how to do all that. And he's kind of watching him swim it and swimming it side by side with him. I've learned a little bit as well.
I love that.
Stop.
All right, so let's get into relays. So, I mean, you guys are the 200 free, and then you have Michael who adds to the 400 free, right? And jumps in there. When Florida broke the legendary Auburn 200 free relay, some of the exchanges were insane. They were like, freeze was 0.00. I mean, they nailed their exchanges right down. Where are we at, boys, on your exchanges? I'm practicing. How are we doing?
We are improving.
Nikolai, I think we'll let Nikolai answer this.
We need to improve that 0.6 from NC's last year.
I got a 0.6 reaction time off a swing last year in NCs. It was bad.
But we're getting better. We're getting better.
I got what did I get? I got like a 0.07 in practice.
Last week, Lamar did -02.
-02, right on the legal limit.
Right on the
Right there.
What's the key for you guys? What's your secret sauce? Tell us.
I think we've been doing a little bit better job of practicing it in practice, like after practice or during dual meet, sometimes in warm up, just repetition, just over and over. And the order may change. Like it might be me, Guy, Lamar, Nikolai, or it could be Guy, me, Nikolai, Lamar. So getting reps off of different people and figuring out how to react if somebody comes in on a short stroke, a long stroke, or whatever the circumstance may be, just being prepared for that.
I think you also need to understand like how your teammate swims, like the way that he swims, to like see close to the finish, what arm he's gonna finish, and you like plan your start.
So Nikolai, when you went 0.6, who came into the wall? Because it was their fault, not yours, right?
Micah Chambers.
Oh, no wonder you didn't bring him on this call. Geez, still some bad blood, huh?
I was scared on the block.
I'm pretty sure Mike is home right now. I can call him right now and ask
I've
him
never
about
seen
it.
Nikolai shaking so much in my life. I have seen him space.
Well, Lamar, what's it been like adjusting to these relays? Obviously, Henderson State, you won, and you guys had some relays, but not the same caliber here. So has it been an adjustment, just getting used to, I guess, getting reps off these guys and having relays that are, competing at the top?
Well, I'm choking.
Hey, at least you found the mute button. Good job.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of an adjustment a period. When I was at Henderson, I didn't really have the best of relay exchanges because we didn't have the omega blocks with the step at the back. So we really only got to practice relay exchanges kind of at conference and at nationals, during warm-up. So I think my first relay with these guys was a 4-free relay. And they told us just safe exchange. So I did my usual, which was a 0.60 reaction time, which is very common for Nikolai, but I'm working on that still.
But not good.
Right. And the first thing that I think Caleb told me was hey, he wants to swim, but you got to get off the blocks, man. It's like you watch them touch and then you move. And I was like, yeah, that's my bad. But it's just like Jordan said and Guy said, like just watching them swim in repetitions and kind of knowing their tendencies, like if they're going to land on the glide or a short stroke. But I would definitely say like kind of key is just like knowing how they swim, essentially. Like if their head is at the tee and their arms are like halfway, then you know they're going to end on that stroke. But if their hands are like kind of way back, then you know it may be another stroke or something like that, or a glide. So it's just kind of knowing like what their tendencies are and like how they like to finish in practice. So yeah.
You see, Guy, I don't envy you at all because you're going to go to NCs and you're going to be looking at Jordan coming in and Jordan freaking goes 17-2 or some nonsense and his turnover and he's working so fast. So he's coming to you a lot faster than you prepared for it, right? How are you adjusting to a swimmer coming in a lot faster than you expected to go and nailing that?
That's how we plan here. We do with fins.
Oh,
The speed that he's coming.
Hey.
Secret sauce.
Secret.
Yeah, we do.
No, yeah,
we do a
but,
lot of. No,
I have watched Jordan swimming a lot, and we do like a lot of relay exchanges, like fly to free or free to free. So I kind of know like how he finished, and like they. So he's kind of used it already. Like we have a kind of connection on the finish and like the exchange.
So how are you finishing, Jordan? How is your? We know what happens when you pop up. You know, there's all these famous photos from Worlds, right? But what's going on those last 5 meters? You stroke wise, mentality wise, what are you doing?
I feel like when I break out and I'm getting ready to get to the wall as fast as I can, I want to. And every time it's not perfect. Like I have had finishes, especially with fly. Fly, I'm a little bit inconsistent with my finishes, but free, I'm always trying to finish on like as much of a full stroke as I can. So not a half stroke, whatever arm that may be. And we've practiced that as well. Like in practice, sometimes we do these things where the coach will tell you to purposely finish on the left arm or purposely finish on the right arm just to get you comfortable with whatever scenario that may be. Because I can't remember what dual meet it was, but we swam at a pool where this is also on me. Like at one point, I didn't know how many kicks it took me to get to 15. I just didn't count because I was used to being able to just see the line. And then we got to a pool where it wasn't marked and I had to just kind of guess. So I came up a lot earlier and I finished on like a weird stroke. And so I had to figure out how to be able to finish essentially the same on a full long stroke to where I can give Guy or whoever else is behind me a good lead or a good exchange.
We had some questions just about like the training group dynamics too. So one of them was just kind of about personalities within the group and who's the most competitive, who's, the most, I don't know, like casual, or who's kind of just like joking or keeping it light and things like that. So Nikoli, if you had to like, give everyone kind of a title in the group, what would it be? Other than the Batman and Robin, because we know
I'm Batman, first of all.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like some days all of us be joking around, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But normally it starts with Lamar. And then that's just in case if the coaches look at this. It starts with Lamar. Because Lamar would say something, and then the three of us be like, what did you just, like, you'd be in total shock. But I feel like all of us could all go into those personalities, like when we have to race each other. Because, Lamar, were you in first group last week when it was the 25s?
Yeah, it was our 4.
Yeah, it was the 4 of us racing each other. I beat Jordan on the last one, too. Even though people said I left early, but,
We can talk about this. Nikoli beat someone.
Oh, yeah. We'll come back to that leaving early thing later.
Keep going.
But I feel like we obviously like race each other and stuff like that. So all of us want to be better than one another. I'm assuming Jordan wants to stay the fastest. Guy wants to go after Jordan. And, I want to beat all 3 of them. But I feel like that really helps the team in terms of like the relay aspects and individuals aspects as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there. When you're with a group so much, you learn all these little things like, Nikoli leaving early. So
that's normal.
Yeah, exactly. You know these things. Or,
Every day.
You say
every day.
or who's going to get into practice late, or who it's like 4 rounds of something.
That is not me.
I'm going to defend Nikoli. Lamar woke up late last week.
Okay, first of all, I set my alarm and everything. I just didn't hear it. I needed sleep. I think I had one too many melatonin at night, so I just slept through my alarm.
Good dream.
Well, then how about, say it's like 4 rounds of something. Who's doing an off stroke too early and not their main stroke?
I feel like sometimes like if I'm not feeling it, I like to do like fly or backstroke. Yeah, I'll do like fly or back. Like I've had sets where like it's supposed to be freestyle, and I don't even do freestyle. I'll do fly or backstroke just because free's not feeling good that day. And I feel like it's nice to get the break from freestyle as well, because we do so much freestyle. I mean, this year it's 50, 100, and 200 free for me, so I'm not really doing as much of the flying back. So it's nice to take a break from that, and I can race Gui and fly or Lamar and backstroke and just kind of have fun with it and still be able to compete and get some training in.
How about who's taking like an extra stroke on a kick set into the wall?
Nikoli.
I do that too.
I'm horrible in kicks.
And then how about who's kicking too much with their buoy during a pull set?
I think that's all of us.
No.
I think we're all guilty of that a little bit.
The D-bond is our worst enemy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The ankle strap. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I want to get back to underwaters. I want to get to a question about training underwaters. But when we spoke to Noe Ponte recently, we're comparing Noe's underwater and yours, Jordan. It's very, very different underwaters. But there's something you said just now, Jordan, that was similar. You don't count your kicks underwater because Noe doesn't count his kicks. He just goes until he knows and he comes up. Do you count your kicks for underwaters?
Now I do. I never used to until I believe that meet I was talking about earlier. I believe that was freshman year NCAAs 15. Okay. It was at I think it was at Georgia Tech, and I could be wrong on this, but I think 15 was marked going down but not coming back. So you just kind of had to know your kicks. And typically I just know, but like at World Short Course Meters in Budapest, I hadn't swam short course meters in so long. And I remember we were discussing in warm-up that to me, the line on the bottom of the pool seemed to be like here, and on the lane line, it was like kind of a little bit further. So I was talking to all 4 of them, or all 3 of them, and I was telling them like, hey, maybe count your kicks a little bit. And maybe I think Gui and I were saying 5 or 6, 5 or 6 is the max, and we're not going to push it any further than that. But it all depends. Backstroke, like if I'm on my back, I have to count my kicks because I don't know how to gauge it like freestyle. But it all depends. And like if I'm doing a 50 free, I know when to come up. I don't really have to like count them. I can guess 100, not really kicking to 15 off every wall except maybe the first 2. And then at 200, I mean maybe 10 off each wall. So.
I mean, I suspect too, it's all different to you, right? I mean, 5 or 6 Jordan Crooks kicks takes you to 15. 5 or 6 Lamar Taylor kicks takes you to, well, you're a backstroker, so maybe probably takes you out pretty strong as well. But how do you guys? What's your favorite underwater set that you do to nail these underwaters? Like, is there one set you're doing that you? I mean, Marchand is so good at that 500 underwaters because he does 10 kicks off every single wall in practice every single day. So he's just used to that. He can do that, right? How are you guys really honing in on getting those 250 meters underwater? So powerful, so fast, so effortless because you got to pump and race. What's that one set you do that's just nailing it for underwaters?
Rex.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a specific set. I think it's like a group of things, like you said, racks, shoots, kicking without fins, with fins, just like resistance kicking and just repetitions of that. I feel like all 4 of us have done so much of that this year, last year, and I feel like it's definitely helped it, not just with underwaters, but like kicking on the surface as well, just being able to kick for longer and fight through the pain of when your legs start to hurt a little bit as well.
So what's an
And
example
Caleb's,
rec set? Yeah.
Sorry, say again.
Caleb's, no, Caleb's crazy underwater sets. Those.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Let's hear them. What are they?
Nikolai did
my
50
God.
underwater last week.
Long course.
I honestly, Caleb would be like, Nikolai, you have to come here and be like, well, it works. I'm gonna get my underwaters better. I go straight to the back of the lane because even the girls are faster than me in kicks, so I just go straight to the back. I mean, it works.
Oh,
It's
Luke, I
healthy.
have a question for you. Does Nikolai used to like push the bottom of the pool every time that he kicks with you?
Bro, we are 2 different decades. He's like 3 decades older than
No,
me.
However, the pools in Trinidad are very shallow. So the pool that he
Mhm.
trains at, Nikolai, how shallow is that pool? Like this? So you could easily just push off the bottom.
Hey, don't be a hero
Because
today.
me and Lamar, that's very depth. When they're kicking, they go in the bottom of the pool, push, and go up.
Bro, I sink when I do backstroke. That's not on me.
But like, I
Excuses.
think you were asking about the rack set. A typical
Yeah.
rack set would be like maybe 3 or 4 efforts, moderate weight, 3 or 4 efforts, heavier weight, and then 3 or 4 heavier, and then we'll do like a 25 fast off the rack. It could be underwaters or it could be on the surface, and maybe like 2 or 3 rounds of that, and then we do that typically on what, Monday and Wednesdays, I think, or
On
Monday
Wednesday
and
morning,
Fridays. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think like just slowly bumping that weight up like little by little, like increasing what moderate, heavier, and heaviest means to you, whatever weight that may be, just slowly increasing that as the year goes on definitely helps as well.
And that's a rack that goes 12 and a half or
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
Okay. And
12
how much
and a half.
weight is roughly for these types of things?
So I think like moderate today, I was doing like 40 and then
45?
40, 45, and then heavier probably like 60, and then heaviest maybe a little bit more than that. And we've done like I know all of us have at least done full rack a couple times with fins on, and
With
we've done it
fins on, yeah.
swimming and
Yeah.
underwater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Guy had 2 racks
I
on
tried
early
two-
in the start of the
2
year.
racks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking with McAvoy after the Olympics, and he was telling us how, geez, he did 3 months of just only time he sprinted was resisted swimming. So has rack training and resisted swimming increased like over the years for you guys, or are you guys implementing more and more of this? And are you noticing much change or benefit?
I didn't know what a rack was before I got to
Me
college.
neither.
So
Yeah.
I just
Me neither.
started racks, towers. I'd never seen any of that until I got to college. So I got to college and just started doing it. And I think it's been pretty beneficial because
Yeah.
I think my only resistance training was, I don't know if y'all remember drag suits. Way back
Oh
when,
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
God.
I used to wear a drag suit in high school or in middle school, and that was the closest I had to resistance.
Mine had pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, one of
Oh,
those.
fancy.
Yeah, just from his shoes. Who's got the strongest this year? So like the delta, like X got 10% stronger on the bench this year. Which one of you 4's got the strongest this year?
Ooh.
Not is the strongest, but who's improved the most in the weight room, I should say.
Dang, that's
Because me and Lamar, we lived together. Like,
Yeah.
we used to live together.
I live with Nikolai.
Yeah.
The-
But who's improved? Nikolai, have you put on the most mass and got stronger, or Lamar, has it been different for you? And you've actually, my bench is now rocking 225s easy. It must go on,
I think last year, like I was maybe cleaning around like 160, like for 1, and I just hit like 185 for 2, like last week. So I think I've definitely got a whole lot stronger. I've definitely moving weight just feels a lot easier while I've been there. So I think I'll have to say me, maybe.
Yeah, improvement.
Yeah, we had one audience question from Truesger 1205 about everyone's vertical jump. Do you guys measure that? And if so, do you know what it is? Let's claim it victory.
I'm the winner.
Guy's the clear victor on this one.
Yeah, you
Had
dunk at a
some
basketball,
42.
Guy? 42?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's 42.
I think I was either 40 flat or 39. I can't quite remember. I
You
have
have
to go
jumped
back and
40.
check.
Yeah, they
40? It
jumped.
was 40? Okay.
I think
Nikolai.
Nikolai, can you answer my question?
My highest is 36.6.
I think mine is like around 37 or 38, around there. I'm trying to hit 40. I'm very close.
You try jumping with 200 pounds, and I'll see how you'll do.
And I think I still jump higher than you.
Who's how tall are you guys?
I'm 6
I'm the
foot.
tallest.
I'm
Yeah.
about 6 foot, 6 foot,
foot.
even. Yeah.
6 foot 6'1".
And who's the
All
heaviest?
right.
Who's the heaviest?
Who's the fattest?
Nikolai is about 280 right now.
I came in at 189 for freshman. Yeah, now I'm rocking a little 211.
That's
So, hey, what's all those faces?
food.
You
Guy,
guys
talk to me
running
about,
if you lose weight.
talk to me
Yeah.
about Worlds, Guy. You're a double silver medal. Congratulations
Yeah.
on that, man. That was
Thank you so much.
You got up on the world stage and you just threw it down. You know, it was wonderful to see you and Jordan, obviously, and all four of you. But you got 2 silvers, and that's massive. What do you attribute to that? What's going on?
Words was like I think was my best meet for the year. Like to finish the year with a good meet for me was really special. And because I had Fukuoka that wasn't too good, Olympics wasn't good, and I was expecting, but it was a great experience. And I think I went to Words in Budapest with another mentality, like already use it to like the environment of swimming, like prelims, semifinals, and finals. And first time that I got finals in my like career, and I thought about it like after the semifinals that I got lane 2 on the 100, and happened the same on NCs when I got second, and I was like, that can happen the same again. I have a chance, like I'm not gonna waste the chance. And I knew that I was able like to actually race the guys like Jordan, Alexi, and Grosset was next to me.
Yeah.
And like finishing, I was like, okay, I know what I'm able to do it after the 100 free. So I went much more confident to the 50 and went to finals with third time. And we were next to each other. So it was really fun. And we looked at each other. It's like let's get the podium again. Let's go first and second. And we did it. So it was really special for me. And to know it was actually really good for like my mentality. Because like now I know what I am about, like what I can do. That actually like I can raise the top guys in the world and actually like fight for the podium. So that actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, you had your first individual goal in Melbourne, right? And that was a massive thing for you to get on top there. You had that going into 53 final. But Guy, for you, how helpful was it to see, you know, Jordan's 44 in prelims, Jordan's 20.08 in prelims? You know, those, like, he swims with you, he does your program, he's by you all the time, and he's breaking world records and stuff. Was that a real like positive affirmation for you in your training?
No, yeah, it is. Like, actually brings me more energy because I know, like, we swim the same thing, we practice the same, and lift is the same program. I know we have like different genetics, and he's much stronger than me and heavier. So we swim in different ways. I'm more on the surface, he's more in the water. But like, do the same program is really cool, and see him doing like crazy things like 99, 44, actually bring me like, hey, I think. If he can do it, I can. Why not?
Exactly. What about you, Jordan? How did you feel when you?
One sec. Do we need to pause on? What are you playing
I don't
fetch
know
with your
what's
dog
going on.
right now,
Answering the
Lamar?
question, then I see a lot of people laughing.
You got to bring the dog on the camera if you're going to be.
All right, come here. Come here. Come here.
It's Chanel.
Oh,
There she is.
there we go. Nice little lap dog right there.
She's not a lap dog at all. She's a full grown, and she likes to play. She kept on bringing me a ball, so I was tossing it back.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, go for it again, Luke. What, you got distracted? How?
That's awesome. No, I mean, but Jordan, what's important of your teammates there doing well? You're seeing Guy doing well. You're seeing Nikoli and Lamar. You guys are ripping it up in your swims, and obviously you did well in your prelims. How helpful is your teammates and your coaches around to have you win that gold, and come back from that 100 free final and stuff? How important is to have those teammates there on deck doing well and around you?
It was really cool because in Melbourne, I think there were three guys from Tennessee there, where this time in Budapest, I mean, all four of us were there. I mean, and more. There was Joaquin, Raphael, a previous Tennessee swimmer, PJ Stevens, an alumni. Michael Hooley was there, another alumni as well. So it was really cool to. It almost felt like all the guys on the team were there, and so I mean, I'm racing Gui in prelims, semifinals, finals. So it's almost like your family's there, and it's really cool. It was awesome to be able to finish the race and then look up in the stands, and Nikoli and Lamar were there, and talk to them after the race. It was really cool, and then to see them after, in the call rooms and stuff. So I think it meant a lot to be able to have this experience, not just because Melbourne was really small. There was not many guys from Tennessee there, so it felt kind of wow, I'm just kind of here with 2 or 3 guys. When this one felt like a lot bigger turnout. So it was really cool. It was special.
Yeah, and well, I'm going to talk. We had a dog in the room. I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, the 99. We haven't heard from you. How does that feel? How did that feel for you, dude? We all know how we felt when we saw it. But when you touched that wall, how did it feel to you, Jordan?
It felt really good because it was a goal. I typically don't talk about goal times as much. I don't really vocalize it as much because I don't know why. It feels like bad karma or whatever. But I definitely I came out of prelims definitely thinking, all right, it's possible. I just need to clean up a few things. Prelims was a good swim for me, but it didn't feel like I was firing on all cylinders. I still felt kind of a little sluggish, and it wasn't a bad race. It was a great race, a PB. But going into semifinals, it felt like when I got up on the block, it was actually, I mean, I'll sidetrack a little bit. It was not ideal going into the meet. The bus was late. I think Gui was waiting on me to warm up because I got there late. He was sitting by the warm-up pool for 15, 20 minutes, and we did most of the warm up, not even a full warm up. My AirPods broke in the ready room. The little rubber tip fell off. So it was not ideal heading into the race. But once I got on the blocks, it just kind of I just kind of zoned in and knew what I had to do. And I think when I realized there was a point in the race where I realized okay, this is going to be better than the morning swim. Was as I was breaking out on the second breakout, I was yeah, this is way better than the morning. And it felt good to touch the wall and see that time and know that it had never been done before. So it was super special. So I think it helped going into finals, knowing that whatever happens, yesterday was probably the greatest moment in my swimming career. So.
To come. I mean, by the way, guys, he just said I had to clean up some things from a 20.08 world record. There are a couple of things to clean up. He just mentioned, but we talked to Chalmers after Paris, and Chalmers was next to Pan for that 46.4, and we asked Chalmers' reaction to that 46.4. Right, what was it like being next to him? Gui, what was it like swimming next to 99, dude? What went through your mind in that race?
I knew he would win. I already knew that. I don't know if you did, but I did. And I was okay, he's gonna win this, and I'm next to him. So if I get closer to him, I can get a podium. I can get my place in the podium. Because a 53 is a really close race. It's by milliseconds that's decided. Me and Alexi, I think was 4 that decided second and third. I knew he would be a little bit off. He would be a little in front, and I was okay, if I'm used to that. I race him every day, and we race in practice every time. So if I do my best, I think I can go my PB. And if I do my best, I think I can fight for the podium. I can get second or third. And racing him was really cool. I saw him flying in front of me, and I was okay, I'm close. I'm not too far. And when I touched the wall, and I was I looked at him we did it. We got first and second, and it was really special. The camera focused on us, and the picture that went everywhere was really special to me. And sorry, I missed it.
No. You highlighted a really interesting psychological approach, because you could swim next to somebody and they take off. I mean, I could race John and John takes off, and my reaction could be, damn, I'm having a really bad race. What's wrong with me? I'm falling behind. But you're also like, Jordan's on fire. I'm right there. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really nice approach to have it all. Because you could easily say, crap, what's going on with me? I had a bad start. What happened? Why is Jordan swinging so fast? So that was a really important note. Lamar and Nikoli, what are you looking forward to at your conference meet? What's going on there? Because both of you guys, you have things to clean up, Nikoli, from last conference. Lamar, it's your first Division I conference meet. What are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to swimming the 50 free and 100 free next to these guys. Hopefully be on a relay again, so we can definitely like shake the room a little bit, draw some attention to us, and kind of just like make our presence known if it hasn't been known already. But I haven't breaking 19 as yet. I've always been like really close. I've always had like moments to do it, but just not the right time. I feel like conferences like and SECs is going to be like the right time to do it. Yeah. And also just like go in sub 42 was going to be the right time to do it. But yeah, just really excited to see how the meet goes, just be in that atmosphere, enjoy it, just soak it up, and just like have fun, race with these guys, race against these guys, and race all the other teams. Texas wants to be in the SEC now, so we got to go race them. So yeah.
No, I asked you two because I'm assuming you two are going to fully rest and for SECs, and the other two are not. Is that correct? Are you going to, Nikoli and Lamar, definitely fully come down, or all of you going to come down a bit?
I don't know as yet. We had to talk to Matt as yet. Matt is the mastermind. He has all the plans down, so it's got to wait and see what he says.
It's all like, I think it all depends on like how we feel going into the meet as well. Like it's like if you specifically want to try and be faster to guarantee that NCAA spot, then maybe you might rest and taper a little bit more. But I think my freshman year, I think I fully rested and tapered, and I think I struggled to carry that over into NCAA. So since then, we do like a little bit of resting, but not really full taper for SECs, like just enough to be able to be on, firing on all cylinders, but still be able to fully taper for NCAAs because that's the end goal for all of us.
Yeah, Lamar mentioned Texas joined the SEC, and Texas has had a lot of buzz this year. Indiana's getting a lot of buzz. Berkeley's always has some buzz, but I feel like Tennessee's just under the radar here. So, do you guys like kind of not being chatted about much? And I guess what are the goals and plan for the team here?
We're here. We've been here, but
we're not going anywhere.
No, we've been here, but I think. I think for all four of us, this is like, since I've been here, like the most confident group of four guys on that 2 free relay that I've been a part of. And I think we know that, like Nikoli knows it, Lamar, Gui knows it. We all know it. And it's okay to not be, it's okay to not be in the news all the time and like, have the articles written about, oh, this relay went this time, that time. Like, it's okay, because at the end of the day, like the goal is NCAAs and can you perform at that meet? So as long as we believe in our abilities to do that, which I believe in all three of them, and I know they believe in themselves, then it'll be just fine.
Yeah, we're here. We know we can do it on NCs and SCs.
Yeah, this ain't nothing new to me. Like I've been there.
Yeah, but
at Henderson State, we didn't have any articles really written about us until NCAAs, so it's ain't nothing new to me.
Which is, I don't know if it's going to be history, but I don't know of a Division II NCAA champion who also became a Division I NCAA champion. I can't think of any. But do it. It could be special to you, Lamar. I'm looking forward to it. And Guy, last time you were on the show, we asked you who on the team is going to surprise us this year. And you mentioned Martin. You said Martin is just rocking it. And true enough, Martin had a kick-ass 200 fly following. So who on the Tennessee men's squad is just like, watch out for him? You don't realize.
No, I think Lamar is in a good spot, but you're in a good spot. But Nikoli is doing great. He's improving a lot. Like, me and Jordan, we actually like got really emotional after the 2 free of Hannah uninvited. The 132 was special, not just
Moving off the chat for that one.
But for us too, was really special. Like seeing him actually like racing and doing like a good job.
Yeah.
We put a lot of effort on Nikoli, like to him to get better. It's really hard.
Yeah, this boy this ain't easy work, but
No, you heard him say that he
we're
beat
doing,
Jordan the last 25. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell him how he beat us. We finished from the turn. He turns to the flag. And
But
he's like, "Oh, my foot touched the wall," and I was like,
No.
"That doesn't
I
matter."
extend my feet to touch the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
But I
I
think
would-
one person that's gonna do well is a freshman named Tony Lorado. He swims 4 a.m.
He's doing good. He's doing 4 a.m.
He's
yeah.
doing great right now.
I'd say another one as well, Grayson Nye, 200 breaststroker and 100 breaststroker. Really, really good kid. I think he learns quick and he's been killing it in practice and meets as well.
Great attitude to like practice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Grayson.
I'm gonna have to go with
Garrett, sorry.
the other fifth-year transfer, Kevin Hausman. I feel like he's a monster inside the gym. The guy lifts weight like it's just nothing, and he recently just like kind of switched like his training around in the weight room. And I asked him if it helps him, and he said it's been feeling great. So like I feel like a guy who can just like be able to move that weight around and just be able to swim breaststroke so like quick and fast. Like it's going to be a great year for him.
Honestly, Jed as well. Jed's on the
Jed's on the
top
relay.
10 all time board now. Jed's on
Jed
like
Gardner.
top 8 all time now.
Yeah.
For
So I mean,
two
all the
breasts.
breaststrokers. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevin,
we have
Actually,
great
Jed,
guys. We have great guys. We have a great
Kevin,
freshman
Jed.
class.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
after
actually-
invite, like everyone is to like look out for after invite.
Yeah, Tennessee just need to look out for them. Yeah,
Well,
that's how it is.
you guys are not going to surprise anybody when you knock down some records and stuff. But what's different in going on now is today's Martin Luther King Day. This pod probably drops in Black History Month. What you guys are doing in Tennessee, what other Black athletes are doing across the NCAA, is starting to. I mean, it was a big shock when we had 3 Black women on top of the podium with Simone and Natalie and Ariana, I think, right? Back then. What you guys are doing now in NCAA swimming is really you're shining a light for Caribbean athletes, definitely, for where we want to come. How important is that for you? Where you've come from, where you're on deck, what you guys are doing in terms of just the Black community in swimming? Dude, anyone can talk to this, but it's really important for all 4 of you.
I would think about it a little bit differently in that, like when people heard or like when people met me and saw like, oh, I'm from Cayman or Nikoli's from Trinidad or Lamar's from Bahamas, like people don't really, when they think of fast swimming, those are not the places that pop up in your head. And I think it's really cool to like be able to think that, okay, like Nikoli is doing so well and giving, the little kids back in Trinidad, like somebody to look up to, like, oh, Nikoli made it there. He made his way into SEC to NCAAs. And if he can do it, so can I. And same thing for Lamar, same thing for Gui. Like there's some little kid out there in all of our countries, all 4 of our different countries that maybe may want to do this kind of stuff or aspire to some on this level and maybe thought, oh, because of, maybe certain stereotypes, not really race, but like just where you come from. Like, I mean, who would have thought like Trinidad, Bahamas, Cayman, and Brazil would be on this podcast right now, putting up crazy times like worlds, invite, and all that stuff. Like it's a crazy combination, and we all come from different places, and it's really special to be able to, I think, show to our different countries that it is possible to create these opportunities for yourself if you apply yourself.
Yeah, I mean, fly that flag and be proud of it, guys, because people don't know that Trinidad won the 53 NCAA championship in 1986. We got the George Bovell. We have the Ariana.
I didn't know that either.
No one does. It's okay.
No, but I'm talking about. But that's it. You didn't know. I mean, we know the Fraser brothers. But what did they end up doing in Florida, Sean and Brett? Like we know of them if you're a swimming nerd, but people don't know. Holy crap! Trinidad was on the podium and set a world record in 2004 at NCAAs, and that's George Bovell. We need to flag that flag more. And what Aaliyah did, world records 10 years ago. Aaliyah's world records, and fly that flag, guys. John, you got rapids?
Yep. And one thing, it was Leah Neal was the third, so it was Natalie Hines, Leah Neal, and Simone. Ariane was, I think, a little before then when they got top 3 at the podium. So great moment there. You have a question? Is that what this hand is?
Nah, it's a statement.
Okay, I said you're not in school, but go for it.
We all 4 of us spoke about this as a union, as a team. If they had a 4x50 in Worlds, yeah, that was sweet.
We will win.
We would have
down. What? Yo.
We were 100% winning
There's
that.
your 5th member right there. But yeah, hey, we're all 4x50 at Worlds.
If it was the 4 of us, 100% winning.
How about 50 strokes at NCs?
If there were 50 strokes, I would put Gui up there in that 50 fly. I think 50 is stroke. I think Gui would be up there in that 50 fly. Lamar would be up there in that 50 back.
Yeah,
I'll be nowhere there.
Nikoli might be up there in that 50
breaststroke.
Yeah, there we go. Move over, Mona.
That world record I spoke about when George said that world record, it was at NCs and short course meters in the 200 IM, because NCs would be short course meters every Olympic cycle. What do you guys feel about making NCs short course meters?
Good.
I don't see a problem with it.
It's good for me.
Wait, it's short course meters?
No,
long course.
Oh,
No. That's all right.
Long course.
Not long course.
We should do long course.
That's all right.
All right, boys, we're gonna end with some rapid fire questions and let you guys get out of here. Okay.
Okay.
So, Gabe, these are gonna be some repeat for you. We'll check and see if you still have the same ones.
I'll have
Okay?
different answers.
All right, Nikoli, hardest race in swimming.
Like that I do, or like,
Bro.
Rapid.
2 fly, the mile, 5 free,
One race.
10K, 5K, all those
All right,
long races.
Lamar, your hardest race. One hardest race for you, Lamar.
2 back.
2 back. Jordan.
2 fly.
Guy.
2 free.
All right. Nikoli, Olympic gold or world record?
Olympic gold.
Lamar.
World record.
Jordan.
World record.
Guy.
I'll go for the Olympic gold.
All right. Nikoli, do you pee in the pool?
Yes.
Lamar.
Yes. Guilty.
Guy, you're next. Jordan, you're muted yourself, I think. Back to you.
Yeah, no.
Liar.
What?
Liar.
Yeah. Bro, everybody's saying the truth here.
Yeah, people-
You're in a comfortable place. Don't worry.
No.
All right, we all know swimmers are notorious for eating a lot. Nikoli, how many calories do you eat in a day?
I don't know, but I get told about my diet a lot.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's not doing too good because some people on this call, Guy, Lamar, Jordan, want to go Chick-fil-A. Want to go Chick-fil-A every day.
It's free money. It's free. Chick-fil-A is free. Chick-fil-A is free, man.
All right. How about you, Lamar? How many calories do you eat in a day? Does anyone know roughly?
The specific number, I don't.
Yeah,
I know that's a
a
lot.
specific number. I don't eat as much as I used to, but fair amount, enough to be able to train healthy and not be feeling sick in practice.
Yeah. All right. If we could get rid of one stroke, what stroke would we get rid of? Nikoli?
Breaststroke.
Breaststroke.
Just yell it out.
I am.
That's not a stroke.
Fly.
I'll get rid of breaststroke.
Breaststroke for sure. Get it out of here.
Yeah, breaststroke.
Too complicated.
No.
All right. This one's starting with Guy. Nikoli, I need some time to think about these. All right. What's one rule change you'd change in swimming, Guy?
The one rule?
Yep.
We can pass 15.
All right. Crooks, I assume the same.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Actually,
Lamar?
one specific one, the Ryan Lochte rule, where you have to push off on your back, and when if you you gotta switch over to your front right away. I don't like that rule. I don't like that one.
Nikoli?
Only allowed to go 12 and a half underwater.
You want a short Hey, someone did ask what, and we could go for everyone here. what could you go? Maybe we do ice swimming rules where you have to start on the water, hand on the wall, and you can't go underwater at all. What could you guys go in a 50-yard free with those rules?
So no underwater kicks, just surface swimming.
Starting. Yeah.
What about the
starting
turn?
in the
How do you
water.
turn? Like
You
open,
touch
open
turn and then go.
Yeah, touch turn.
Touch turn.
Or open turn, whatever it's called. Yeah.
I feel like we should try that and get back to y'all.
We can do it.
We should try it. Yeah.
And we can record. Let's record, and we can.
We'll get some film and send back to you guys.
There we go. Hopefully better than 0.6 exchanges on that one.
Oh boy.
All right. If you could get rid of one piece of swimming equipment, and I think I know from our previous discussions, but Nikoli, what would you get rid of?
Shoots.
Lamar?
The D-band.
Yeah. Same thing. D-band / ankle strap.
All right.
Drag socks.
And then 50 underwater off the block yards. What's everyone going? Gui?
We did that. What did it go?
We did. Well, we did it with.
17
We did it
low, I
with.
think.
We did it with fins versus Wilmington. Well, it wasn't 50. It wasn't full underwater. It was like 2 strokes each lap, and
Sure.
I think I was like 16.9. You were like 17.1 or 2, something like that. Full underwater, I feel like
With a speedo.
with a
no
speedo.
ex-
With a speedo, no suit. Yeah.
I feel like we would all be under 18. I think.
That's
Nikolai.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Nikolai
a
get
stretch.
lower and lower here with more of this underwater talk.
18.9. 18.9.
definitely, you got to go 18 at least. 18 at least.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then last one for everyone. How much is Tennessee Sprint Group doing Social Kick?
I feel like we finish the end of like every suited practice. Like
With
after we
social
do
kick.
after we do suited sets, like we'll all go to the well. That's like our favorite little part of the pool, and we just
Yeah.
social kick for like
It's
20,
warm.
30 minutes. Or sometimes we'll be like the last ones to get out because they'll be kicking in the well for so long.
Yeah.
Hey. Sprinter's favorite spot is the diving well, right? A little warmer over
Yep.
there. But
It's so
all right,
much
guys,
fun,
that's all we have for you. Thanks for joining us here. We wish
Thank
you
you
guys
for
the best
having
of
us.
luck at
Thank you.
SECs and moving
Thank
forward.
you.
Exciting stuff.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having us.
Definitely. Well, that's this episode of Social Kick. See you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this episode of Social Kick and you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. And we love talking swimming and we'd love to talk about swimming with you. So leave us a comment and we'll see you next time.